Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece episode 814, and I gotta say, this was a very welcome episode because, honestly, can we just take a moment and appreciate how much of a boss Brook was in this episode? I mean, we know he's part of the Straw Hats, so it's only natural he'd be good at kicking ass and taking names, but I do think that ever since the New World has kind of gotten, he's. I feel that ever since the Straw Hats entered the New World, he's kind of gotten a bit of the shaft just to prove how dangerous the threats in this new stage of the Grand Line are. But in this episode, he's cutting through guys, sneaking into the treasure room, and by God, that reveal of his true power as Soul King Brook was just epic. And it's amazing to see that Brook has managed to master his devil fruit to the extent where he can use his soul as a weapon. And as weird as it is, I almost feel bad for Big Mom, because whether she knew it or not, she pretty much set the stage for Brook to use his full power on her chess homies. Although although I do wonder exactly when a technique like this would be useful again, because other than Whole Cake Island and maybe Thriller Bark, I can't really see when a technique like this would be useful again. Because okay, let's face facts. I don't think it's gonna work against Big Mom. Let's just get that out of the way. I think Big Mom's too advanced in her powers in order for this kind of a technique to really work on. In order for a technique like this to really work on Brook, but yeah, it does kind of make me a little bit wonder somewhat as to when a technique like this would even be useful again. To be honest with you, but yeah, it is interesting for sure. And another thing that happened in this episode is that, okay, I will say this much: I'm not the biggest fan of Brulee or Brulee or the stuff that's been going on with Brulee, Chopper, and Carrot in general. I'm not really a big fan of the Brulee elements of the story, but at long last, I can safely guarantee that in this episode we finally get progression on that particular part of the story. Because in this in this episode we see Chopper and Carrot basically planning and executing, basically formulating and strategizing a plan of escape, and we pretty much see it all pretty much come together and go completely into play in this episode. And I do kind of appreciate the precise planning and strategizing that Chopper was doing in this episode. Almost like he saw the situation as, okay, one slip and it's game over, which it technically kind of was. Like when you're fighting against one of Big Mom's people, it's either a situation of do or die. And yeah, you really have to look at this situation. I guess as much as I don't like Brulee, I do have to acknowledge that being one of Big Mom's crew, she definitely is an all powerful, an all powerful, an all powerful foe. And yeah, it was definitely proven that yeah, the plan worked. And can can I just go ahead and say that that whole setup that Brulee had with her basically, with her basically with the pot and kettle and whatnot. Like I just realized this, but the whole setup that Brulee had, it was like a Hansel. Like I guess it kind of fits into the whole. I guess it kind of fits into the whole whole theme of the whole theme of all these fairy tales and whatnot. The whole fairy tale theme of Whole Cake Island, but also like the way that it was set up, the way Relay had her little setup there of trying to cook carrot and and Chopper. It was something out of Hansel and Gretel with Relay being like the witch, and of course it fits because Relay herself has such a witchy appearance. So yeah, it is. It just seeing her just stir a cauldron like that. That's and just Brulee's appearance in general. Yeah, pretty fucking creepy. I'm not gonna lie about that. Yeah. So yeah. So and yeah. So the other thing to note about in this episode is Brule strikes up a conversation with Luffy and Nami at the end of the episode, and judging from the preview, I think we're about to get even more of a hint to support the claim that that Pudding as a character cannot be fucking trusted. Like there have been little hints and there have been little hints and clues all throughout this arc so far, but I think we're about to get a. I think judging from Luffy's and Nami's reaction in I guess this episode and even in the preview for the next episode, I get the feeling we're about to get a we're about to get a like our first full on realization of okay, we Pudding is not to be trusted at all. So yeah. Also from what we see in this episode, it looks like Smoothie and looks like Smoothie and Mago have split up. So it is. So we also see in this the Smoothie and Tamago have split up, and Tamago is of course heading towards in order to face Pedro. And I am one thing I one thing I am very interested in is learning more about Pedro's connection to about Pedro and about how Pedro and Tamago specifically know each other, because obviously Pedro has had some previous encounters with the Big Mom pirates before, but as far as Tamago and Pedro specifically go, they seem to have a very personal connection to each other. So I wonder what exactly their connection is, and I'm hoping that we definitely and it looks like that things are actually going to come to a head in a lot of this preview for the next episode. It looks like that we're going to get a lot of shit revealed in the next episode. So yeah, it looks like a lot of things are going to come to a head, and a lot of things are probably going to be revealed in this next episode alone. And honestly, I just can't wait. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.